Hi everyone and welcome back to the vlog. I'm just in front of Pancho's tank here because I was just look at it. It's gone nuts. I didn't plant any of this and like it's got this thing's grown in I swear like a days. But it's amazing, like nature's amazing. It was just a bit of moss and now it looks like that. I wasn't expecting that at all, so it's just like a really happy, nice surprise. Now many of you might remember in the last video, if you haven't seen that already, go click it, I'll leave a link above. In the last video I emptied out the cave aquarium. Now we need to move it up because I want to put another tank in here, a shallow tank in this section, and moving some stuff around. And I want a whole new racking system going against this wall, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. We need to get on with it, let's go! Okay, that's the tank all put over. We've got the little bench one there now with a load of crap on it at the moment. But yeah, we've got the big clear area here. Really nice day in the UK at the moment, so we've got the door open as well. But now it's time to go get the racking system out of the old studio, which is going to be the Reptile Studio. Let's get that out there. Let's get it in here. And then I can start having a look at what I can put on it. I'm back in the old studio. This is going to be really hard to see because the lights aren't really on. I'm just using the light that's on my filming equipment. But this is the racking system that I've still got. I'm saying racking system, it's just a shelving unit. Let me turn you around. Right, there we go. Let's see, I've got loads of wood and that at the bottom. I've got a tank we can reuse and do our shallow tank on. That's what I'm going to use for that new shallow tank in that new area. We've got some aqua soil and some different volcano mineral on the top. We can take all that off. We don't need any of that, but that's fine. So let's just get this taken apart, stuff taken out, cleaned out, and moved across. So this is the last piece of racking in the old studio. It's just got some bags of materials on the top and one of my old plant storage tanks. This shallow tank here is actually the one we're going to be using in the new studio. I brought it outside in the sunlight just to see if there's any damage that's been done to it or what needs fixing, repairing, cleaning, painting. Best to do this now rather than finding it as an issue later on, right? I figured bringing it out in the sunlight like this might highlight any areas, but to be honest, it's completely fine. And that's to be expected. It's only been in there for 9 months and it's not exactly had a lot of weight on it really either. I'm now removing some of the shelving braces. This is because I want to have one right at the very top of the racking system, and that means the next shelf down doesn't have to be as low. I only want to have 2 main areas here that I'm actually putting tanks on. Any lower than that and they just won't get used, but I have got plans, as I've said, for the bottom shelf later on. Well, there we go guys, we've only got ourselves another rack. So top one, nice high ones. This is sort of chest height for me. One down there which is not too low to enjoy, and then one down the bottom that won't be for like display ones. That'll be for, I'm going to set up another project for down there. I'll come in later. I want to do some like 𝐉𝐈𝐍'𝐿, which are just growing like immersed plants that I can just plop and drop into new tanks. I think that would be really cool. Like just put them straight in, a little bit of substrate, filter on, done. But you know what the funniest thing is? Now that I've done this, like put the rack there and then put this one over here, there's actually more room in here than there was before. Well, how do you work that one out, MD? Well, this actually comes out less far, or not as far, it's proper English. This comes out not as far as the little sort of IKEA table stand thing that was here before, so it takes up less room. The IKEA table is now in this place that didn't... Oh guys, if you're wondering how I get steady shots, by the way, I use this DJI cool steady gimbal thing for my phone. Yeah, so that comes out just as far as what was already there, but this rack comes out less. So what's awesome about that is it means that I can now start, you know, adding even more tanks into the room, and it doesn't take up any more floor space, which is perfect because I don't want to feel cramped in that sense, but I do want to have stuff all around me, and I'm getting to that point now, aren't I? Oh, it looks great, doesn't it? But one thing I'm not liking is the edges of the rack. So I want to just, you know, tidy them up with a nice piece of thick wood. Covers up these thin spindly bits, which look a bit naff, don't they? So that's the frames all strengthened up. We should be able to add a decent amount of weight to these now. Not that we're going to, because it's all going to be nano tanks anyway, but still, better to be safe than sorry. All that's left to do is to add a nice fresh lick of paint to it all, and then we should be ready to get some tanks on there. So now I need to get together all the tanks that potentially need to go on that racking system just to see what we're working with. Right, well there we go. We've got so much glassware here, loads to work with. I just need to get it all cleaned up, get it on the racking. Here's all our tanks cleaned up, ready to go, but we're going to need some lighting for them, aren't we? And I'm kind of thinking lighting wise, it's going to be easier just to like put strips on the top underneath here and then underneath this one as well. But I don't have any spare strip lights at the moment, so I'm going to have to order those. But in the meantime, I just put some clip-on ones up or just do something temporarily just so we can get this project underway. Like I say, it's always best to just go for something and get it going with the stuff you have. Just don't wait around, don't wait for the perfect time. There never is no perfect time, just get on with it. We've got a lot to choose from there, so let's clip them on. Right, so I've got these nice little nano lights that actually came with an all pond solutions kit that included this tank as well. It did have little plastic risers on the bottom, but I just took them off. Nice little light, but the only problem is the lead is very short, and if I have it up the top here with the lead just dangling down, I'm gonna have to have the extension lead hanging in the air, which we don't want that. So I'm just gonna extend it with some additional wire that I've got. So it's just like normal sort of wire. It's actually overrated for what we need it for, but it's okay to have stuff overrated. You just don't want it underrated. I'm not an electrician though, so don't listen to anything I'm saying. But yeah, I'm just gonna extend the cable now so that we can't see any of it. And remember guys, don't play around with any electrical equipment unless you're confident enough to do so. It's all pretty simple to be honest, but at the same time, if you get it wrong, it can go really wrong. If you're not capable of doing it, just get someone to do it who is. Now with the wire extended, I can now hook the lights onto the tank and then switch it on. Then it's just a case of repeating the process for the other side. So I then noticed that the switches were white. I actually wrapped black tape around the rest of the wiring for the lights a long time ago. But for some reason I didn't do anything with the switches, so I'm just colouring them in black here with a permanent marker and actually sort it right out. You can see here that I'm just cable tying one of my famous desk lamps to the side of one of the racks. Ideally I'd want to use black cable ties, but I've only got white cable ties to hand, so I might as well just use them. Oh guys, how good is all of this looking now? Look, we've got all of these tanks to fill. I've got some more for down there obviously, but the containers have currently got plants in because I'm doing something with that tank. But my god, look, out of nowhere, well not out of nowhere because I just made it, but still, this one here is going to be the pond tank. That's going to be cool. I've not done anything like that properly before. So you basically just build a retaining wall out of rocks or like bogwood or something that holds back all the soil, and then you can have all your plants just growing out the top and out the middle. That'll be really cool. Not sure what livestock or anything like that yet, but anyway. And then over here as well, we've got in this area this tiny little one. So look at this, tiny. I've done something with it a long time ago. It was back when I first sort of started doing videos, and it was Captain Redbeard actually went in here, surprisingly, because it is tiny, and everyone went nuts on the internet, understandably, because it is probably too small. He didn't seem to mind, but you know, why not give him something bigger if you can? Now, many of you guys have been asking about Captain Redbeard and how is he doing? Well, the truth is, not good. I mean, he's been the same now for about 3 months. He's basically aging out. I've tried every single medicine possible. None of it works because it won't, will it? He's getting old. He's well over 2.5 years old now, for sure. Well, not for sure, but you know, I know that when I got him, he was fully grown, and to be fully grown, they have to be about a year old, is what I've read anyway. Either way, he's still in the same tank as before. The tank's absolutely fine, but he's very faded, ragged fins. Like, it wasn't until I saw one of Rachel O'Leary's videos where she showed one of her betta fish that was aging out, that actually, like, that made it click for me. I was like, oh, that's what it is, of course. No wonder no medicine doesn't work, because obviously he's just getting old. And it also makes sense as well, because whatever it is has stayed exactly the same now for months. He's not got any worse, not got any better. It's not great, but you know, we're providing a nice comfortable life for him while we can. So we've got so much coming up, guys. There's about 6 decent sized tanks there to do some nanoscapes in. Let me know what kind of scapes you want to see. Get involved, leave the comment. And if you're not subscribed already, click that button and the bell button so you're notified whenever I do a video. YouTube doesn't like to send it to anyone for some reason. And then I'll see you on the next one.